Val Show, where conversation is art, 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 art. Conversation is art, conversation is art. You should chime in, ain't no telling what the spark on the Val Show. Ain't no telling the Val Show. You know, ain't no telling where we go on the Val Show. Ain't no ceiling, cause the art of conversation is the flow. It's that creativity available when we speak, available in our homes, available in the streets. We just trying to get it sparking and take it a little deeper. Keep it casual while fireside chatting with our people. Yeah, we take it a little deeper. It get hot when we fireside chatting with our people. Cause conversation is art, conversation is art. You should chime in, ain't no telling what'll spark on the Val and Val Show. The Val and Val Show.
What's up? What's up? Now he gonna get up moving, knowing we coming on live. I'm finna fire him already.
Oh man,
Hey
already.
y'all, how y'all doing? This is Conversation is Art. However, look y'all should know this man right here, the founding father of Conversation is Art. Now we've been sitting here talking all this time. That he
Not
gonna
because
get
he
up.
gray headed, y'all. Don't worry about it.
He gonna
I'm letting it
decide.
grow
He
out,
gonna
y'all. I'm
change
letting
the
it grow
title.
out.
All that music playing, we had a 30-second countdown. Then he gonna get the moving when I bring us on. That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna let him slide. We're gonna let him. He ain't been on in a long time except for last week. So we're gonna let him slide. Hope everybody's doing great. Please share, y'all. Please like and share our page. We share every night, but especially tonight, you all, because we have something that's gonna really benefit. I'm not gonna say our young people, but anybody that want to follow a dream. And you may feel like I might not need to do that, or you may not have the support you necessarily think you have. Look, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. So look, right before I came on, I got a message from Valton's wife. Surgery went well. He's in recovery. Ended up going a little later in the day than he expected, but we just praise God for that. So continue praying for him that he will heal well and he will be obedient because y'all know how hard that
Y'all know.
so this is y'all, our founding father, Mr. Lonnie Malone. What you want to say to the people?
Hey, like, click, and share. The CIA agents are there, Val and Val. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
What you
Oh, I
trying to
miss
do?
Val, man. I Val. You know
You
how Val
trying to
is.
spit it? What they call it? You trying to Drew probably gonna tell me this when he came on. Spit some lyrics or what do they call it?
You know how Valton is. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the Val and Val show.
Yes. So look, since Valton has been out a lot, you all, prior to this, Lonnie decided to come on and help us out a little bit. Even though he tried to leave this type stuff, it's in his blood. It's in his blood.
I did a show last night and didn't realize, what was going on with this. They not gonna let me leave, ladies and gentlemen.
What they not?
No, I'm trying. I want to be behind the mic. I'm not pretty enough to be in front of the mic.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. We all beautiful. We are
Yeah.
created in the image of God. I know I'm beautiful. Look,
Hmm.
this cocoa chocolate, huh, it is popping. It is popping. Anywho, hey, ask me how I know. Cause my daddy told me so. So
Because
hey.
your husband told you
Now
so.
my daddy told me before I got a husband, baby. That's why I knew how to pick and didn't let no man treat me
Yeah,
any kind of way. Cause my daddy
that
told me who I was.
that is true. That's
That's
that's the
right.
best way to be, for
Hey, you
real.
got to you got to get it before you get grown.
I used to tell my daughter, who's the most beautiful girl in the world? She'll point to me. I mean, to her, and then I say, who said? And she'll point to me. I say, that's right. That's all that matter.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
all that
Well,
matter.
look. Okay, first of all, I want to let you all know this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. Break the stigma. Look, you all, in our community in particular, we've got to normalize it's okay not to be okay. So we want to make sure if you need somebody to talk to, please go and find someone. There are many avenues. Even if you feel like you don't have the money for it, just reach out to some of the organizations and trust me, you can get some help. You can get some help. So we don't want people to walk around here needing to talk about things. And you don't have to have a clinical diagnosis. Okay. Life gets hard, you all. and you just need somebody to help you get through. You know, we've relied on our villages, but sometimes if you find yourself constantly feeling a certain way, you need something a little deeper than your village. Now, prayer always works. So let's get to it. Tonight, y'all, you know, I had my children on a couple of weeks ago. So this is another one of my children, you all. I've been knowing this young man, met him, I think he was in the 7th grade. He and my son are best friends. He played travel ball, and Lord, they wore us out. Going,
But can he hoop though?
yes, 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 yes.
Hmm
Let me go on and introduce him right now. Look, tonight, you all, we have with us model and up and coming actor. I noticed in his bio.
But is
Uh,
he cute though?
you know what? I'm gonna take you out the stream in a few. I'm gonna take you out. Mr. Drew Thomas. Now, he was born in St. Louis, Missouri, but he came to Birmingham slash Alabaster, Alabama, where he graduated from Thompson High School.
Is he going back there?
No, probably not. And he was a member of one of the elite travel ball clubs in Alabama, Alabama Premier. Yes, he was. They won some national championships and many other tournaments throughout the U.S. And I'm going to add this. Many times it was thanks to Drew. But look, bottom of the fourth, we got to win it. That precision 3-point, baby. Steph Curry is in him, okay? He in him. He in him. Drew now resides in New York, where he is modeling and blowing it up, you all. Lonnie, you gonna stop all that noise? Come on in,
I'm
Drew.
not. God, I'm battered and abused on this show.
Hello there, Drew. How you doing?
I'm doing really, really well. How are you guys?
All right, all right.
But
Well, you
can he shoot though?
Oh, he
That's
he
what
can.
I'm saying.
Oh, listen, he can shoot. He can shoot 45% 3-point shot, 90% on the free throw line. We
There
can
you
look at
go,
them stats
right
online.
there.
That's
I don't
it.
hear that there in there. I'm hearing more New York than I'm hearing Missouri now. What's going on?
That's
I
yeah.
need
I
to
got
tell Nelly somebody perpetrating over here.
that's it, man. I grew up on Nelly, man. That's it. What do you say? I like the way you do it right
Right
there.
there.
That's it.
look, y'all, as y'all
Oh,
can
that's
see.
Murphy Lee there, ain't it?
Hey, look, y'all, as you all can see, Lonnie is excited to be on camera, although he didn't want to be. So I may have to call over and tell Leah, can you give him something to calm him down a little bit now?
I gotta hype up this show. I gotta hype up the show.
Well, thank you, thank you. Well, look, Drew, what I did tell the people, because I'm gonna let you tell them. First, a little bit about yourself, background, and your how you even got into fashion. Because I got something funny I'm gonna tell later on about you in that fashion.
All right, sounds good. Well, so I grew up in Alabaster, Alabama, a little suburb of Birmingham, and um, I had a basketball in my hands for as long as I could know. My family did a really, really magnificent job in putting me in the best situations in Alabaster to grow as a young man, especially when it came to basketball. Top
Mhm.
trainers, um, top coaches, whatever, and they gave me all the tools I needed to be successful. And I thought that I did a good job of being like a recipient of that, and I'm really thankful for my basketball career. I played basketball all through middle school, high school, you name it, and Miss Val was talking about travel ball. That's where we met. My best friend Cam, me and him was a 1-2 punch on the Premier. One of the best AAU programs in the country, really well
Yes.
ran, Christian faith-based program, and we just did things the right way, and we just worked harder than you. So you're gonna lose. It's just as simple as that. So um, I basketball truly was life, and I got the opportunity to play in college. I was first team all freshman team in Go South Conference. It's a D2 conference in Georgia. Then I transferred up to Ohio for a year, and then I finished my last 2 years at Bethel University in Tennessee. So I've been a couple of different places, experienced some different brands of basketball, but yeah, basketball was really my life. I didn't see myself being here now, but I'm obviously super excited and really thankful for how things have been going, and I can't ask for
Yeah.
better.
And of course, Drew, we can't talk about Alabama Premier without mentioning the founder of it, Ty Quarles, you all, phenomenal
Absolutely.
man. And that's why we chose to let Cam play with them because it wasn't all about basketball. He was a lawyer and a engineer. So he was all about the boys becoming educated and not necessarily college, even if it was a technical skill, something that they could be productive in and also instilling values in them. So that was a lot of the program. You could not be on Alabama Premier's team and act a fool.
That's
Now
it.
he will work with you. He would work with you, and he liked to pour in the kids, but he was just not going to tolerate it. And Drew know about them. They had to show up with those report cards.
Man.
If you was functioning beneath what he knew you were capable of, you was gonna
Yeah.
be sitting your butt on that
Yeah, you
bench
ain't
till you
playing. You ain't
got it
playing.
together. And
That's
he was
it.
like, if we lose. Now I know Lonnie kind of looked at you and you was like, we just outplayed and we were the best. Now, Lonnie, we were not the biggest. We really had a small team.
Why is she picking on me, ladies and gentlemen? What did I do?
And actually,
What
when
what
the
what,
month
what position did you play in?
Point guard.
Oh, okay. So you about what 6'2", 6'3"?
Yes, sir. 6'2".
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and
So you're not the 6'9" and 6'6" like uh what Magic and Kobe.
Nah, not that, but I'm glad with my height.
yeah, our
You know,
tallest player was only what 6.
six, maybe 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah, that was like
That's
one.
average. Yeah, that's good though, right?
Yeah,
That's
but
good
the
though.
advantage they had was, and they used it to their advantage. When you small, you just
Fast.
run them. You
That
just run them to
speed,
death.
yeah.
And by the
Run
time
them.
they made it to the fourth quarter,
It was over. We put
the
a
big
press on
boys
them,
was over.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they did. So
Especially if
now
you do it
look,
the whole game. You right.
yeah. So look, you all. Drew was in college and looked up. Let me roll back. Drew was deciding what he wanted to be, or trying to decide what he
Yeah,
wanted to be.
yeah.
And his mom and dad were like, he just all over the place. And one day his mom was like, Drew need to go to nursing school. I was like, oh no, Drew don't need to go to no nursing school. that's not for him. She was like, he can get a job. I was like, it ain't about getting a job. That ain't for Drew. Now
Nah.
I wasn't surprised when I saw you had really gotten into fashion, because let me tell you all, Drew could be sprinting up and down the basketball court. And if that shirt came out and wasn't tucked right, he was going in the middle of a game. He was going. We used to
Uh,
be like, why is he worried about that? Drew was. It was a reflex for him, y'all. Look, he probably stayed.
Taking all this manhood away. Just don't worry. He just wanted to be me.
No,
Golly,
no, you
man.
got to realize part of that is what God was revealing in him. Fashion. Listen, parents, y'all better pay attention. And I noticed that. I
Yeah.
was like, look, before they started, baby, he would move them. Look, I guess he lined up the fronts and lined up the. Drew, you did it. And
oh
them
yeah.
socks, them
Oh, they had to
socks
be.
had to be the
Listen, they got to
right.
be rolled. Look, you roll them and then pull them up just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
And we used to laugh about that, okay? Because he was gonna be on point for sure. So
That's
Drew,
it.
after going off to basketball, you had a really good career, and you say you transferred to I think it was your third college.
Mhm.
What happened to make you shift and all of a sudden decide I'm going to New York?
Well, um, I guess I got to backtrack a bit. So, um, the reason that I actually left my second college was because of COVID. And so, um,
Mm,
whenever COVID came around, my junior year, um, the school decided that it was going to shut down permanently, and so I was forced to transfer again.
okay.
And so that's kind of why I transferred. But so my junior year, which was 2019, and then going into 2020, in March of 2019, I went to like a music festival with one of my teammates, Brett. You remember Brett? Yeah.
Brett was
And
7'2" or some ridiculous height. I
literally
forget.
7'1" or something like that. And we were at this festival, and it was in Atlanta. And this man by the name of Jason Wallace comes up to me, and he says, uh, excuse me, where are you based? Would you be interested in modeling? I'm a modeling scout, blah blah blah. I said, hold on, brother. I mean, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Nah, and I really brushed him off. But as the year went on and I went back to school for that fall, I was like, man, let me kind of do my own research about this modeling, and see if it's legit. And, this is something I was definitely interested in it, a little bit, but it was just the way he approached me. I was like, that's kind of, odd, right? And so it was in March of 2020, the very first week of March, I reached back out to him, uh, and I flew down from Ohio, that's where my school was, to Atlanta to go to the agency office. And they all saw me in person. My mother went with me, and just so she could, she want to lay eyes on them, make sure they ain't messing with her baby, that's
We ain't
it.
want no drug overseas nowhere.
That's it, exactly. And so I went there, everything went really well. And I got a contract. And we had somebody from our church, an attorney from our church, look over the contract. He said everything looks good. And so I signed that contract. The following week, now listen, when I signed that contract, I was on cloud nine. I was like, oh man, this is cool. Like, where do I start? The following week, the pandemic happened.
Wow.
Everything shut down. I didn't hear from the agency. The contract was null and void now. And I was like, man, what am I gonna do? And then on top of that, the other whammy was that I couldn't focus on this modeling because I need to figure out where I'm gonna go to school next fall because
Yeah.
my school had shut down. And so Bethel reached out to me. They really liked me, and it was a mutual. I liked them as well. I liked the coach, like the program, the facilities were nice. All the academics, everything was great. So it was a great fit. And so Bethel's really close to Nashville, and I was like, okay, Nashville, maybe I can do something there. Maybe Nashville has a modeling market. And so I just did my own research and I looked up best modeling agencies in Nashville, Tennessee. And I found an agency called Tribe Talent Management. And I thank them to this day. And I was like, whatever. And so they did modeling as well as commercial acting. And so I sent them my pictures and I had like this audition with them through Zoom because it's still the pandemic. And they really liked me and they ended up signing me. And um, when I signed with them, it was like an affirmation, like, okay, I really can do this. I did it once and didn't get a chance to do anything, but now I did it again. And I was modeling with that agency, that smaller agency, all through college. So I'd leave practice and go to Nashville, come back. I have a game, go to for whatever booking, if it's a music video or a little commercial or a shoot, whatever. So that's kind of how that
Yeah.
happened.
Okay, so Drew, now we gotta bag this up. Hey, Marshall and Drew, if you Mary and Drew, if y'all watching. I mean Marshall and Drew, if y'all watching. So let's bag this up. So, because I intimately know his parents, because we travel a lot together. When you came up with this great idea that you were gonna leave school before you graduated, what happened?
Oh man. So I at first, I mean, like any good parent, they were like, "That's stupid." To to come to the most expensive city in the world for modeling, and it's like, so I definitely get it, but I think once they saw that I was with a premium agency, one of the top agencies in the world, and I was working and modeling with brands like, Nike, Adidas, Amazon, Ferragamo, Louis, you name it. Like, then they were like, oh, okay. And once they saw that I didn't ask them for a dime, I moved up here by myself, didn't ask them for anything. I'm paying for everything. They were like, okay, I don't know if he's selling drugs or whatever, but some working. So you know what I mean? So they were like, okay, okay. So, and they, I just kind of reassured them that they had done a good job of raising me and that I had a good head on my shoulders. So, um, it definitely took some time. It definitely took them seeing some of my work, like seeing me on the posters back home, like in Foot Locker, like them big, whatever, like, okay, yeah. So, it took that, but they're 100% in now and they support me. And I'm also currently going back now to finish online. So, it's a win-win.
Great, great. Look, I had to create that collage because I was like, when I was looking for your pictures, I was like, well, I'm just gonna show the people. Did y'all see him with that run thing? That's how I used to be leaping down the basketball court. But look, Drew, I gotta put this back up here. I don't know if you saw it. You remember my friend Renee, who you and Cam with the stay with when y'all went to California?
I do.
Okay, this is what she said, and this is what I said to today, Felice. When I talked to him, I was like, he was like, this Drew. He didn't sound like that 2 years ago, y'all. Because unfortunately, we last time I saw him was at Coach Ty's celebration of life services. But
Mhm.
he still had that ain't quite grown voice 2 years ago. Now he got that fully
Yeah.
almost look Barry
That's that
White tone going on.
that's that New York secondhand smoke. That's what it is all around the city. Don't let it fool you. I'm telling you, just the bad air quality.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. So after in your okay, you decided to go to New York.
Mhm.
So how did you figure out where to live? How did you navigate all that?
So that's a very interesting question actually, and my story with that is actually very interesting and unique even as a New Yorker. Um, so when I left school and I came here, I had two options. The first option was the agency had a model apartment that I could stay in, and that's cool or whatever. But what people don't know about the modeling apartments is it's like a couple people to a room because it how it works is it's like it's these apartments, right? But it's a revolving door because there's a lot of models flying in from Europe that need to stay for 2 weeks then leave. So it's a lot of in and out, and I didn't want to be a part of all that. And I first of all, I'm a clean person. I don't need your drawers, your socks, none of that. You you know what I'm saying? So I want my own. I don't, you know. Um, and so I said, there's got to be a better option, Lord. Please, please, Lord. And so the best option for me was actually I did an Airbnb for 2 months at the same place in Brooklyn, and the owners were gracious enough to let me stay those 2 months, and I just paid them the money, and during those 2 months, that's when I was kind of on an apartment search. So after those first 2 months were up, I had found somebody on Facebook because there's little groups, and this person was looking for a roommate. And so I went up there and met him, and I moved to Manhattan, on the Upper West Side, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. He like moving in with him, but then he had some like serious medical conditions. He had to go back home, and this was after 3 months of living there. And I was like, man, oh, I ain't done yet. That's just the beginning, sadly. And so after that, luckily, I'm telling you, God is good. It's so timely, I promise. As soon as that was happening, my friend from back home actually that had been living here for a little bit, he said, "Yo, I have a room open. It just got open. Would you like to live with me?" I said, "Yes. Where do I sign up? Yes, this is perfect. This is perfect." And so I moved to Harlem, and that was a really interesting experience moving to Harlem. And I lived there for 7 months with him. But then after those 7 months, he had some obligations he had to take care of, and so he had to leave. And then I didn't want to stay there anymore. I wanted to move somewhere else because I wanted to move somewhere a little bit closer to where I work. So I work a lot in downtown Manhattan, and Harlem's like on 125th. It's a little bit up there, so I wanted to move a little bit closer. And so um, I found a spot in Brooklyn right now, and I'm in Bed-Stuy, and I'm absolutely enjoying it. It's a beautiful apartment. I can't complain.
Plus, you
n-
got them coins. You got them coins coming in. You can handle it.
Look, hey, it's either you handle it or it's the streets. It's so
Tell
you're
me
gonna
about
you're
it.
gonna find
Tell
a
me
way to
about
work, and you're gonna find it some way, somehow. That's it.
it. So basically, okay, let's drill down on this. Okay, so you moved several times since you've been there.
And now it's permanent. So I'm on a year lease. This is my place.
Yeah.
I'm not going nowhere. This is just yeah.
But see, God had prepared you for it. You had to go to three different colleges. So see, God, listen, He works all things for your good for those that love Him and called according to His purpose. And in case y'all haven't realized it, we are all three believers. Valton is too. So you're gonna hear some scripture quoting on here. If you're not into that, then conversation is art, and it's not the conversation for you because we ain't changing. And when you were talking, Drew, you made me think about. You remember? Tell them what the team used to refer to you as. Seriously, on the team, you forget. You forgot.
I probably forgot you said.
You know they just call you Reverend.
You
You know
sure did. That's it.
they
That's
used
it.
to they used to call him Reverend on the
Well,
team.
look, that's the thing. Somebody need to pray. I'm gonna pray. Don't worry. I'll handle. I'll handle our connection with the Lord. That's
Yeah, yeah, and y'all, the reason him and Cam are best friends because they are both OCD about their stuff. Oh my God! Now
that's
I
it.
don't think Drew stuffed paper back in his shoes like Cameron, or do you? I can't remember.
I'm not. No, no, I don't.
Okay, you're a little bit better then, cause he still stuff papers back in those tennis shoes and still don't want them to get the crease.
No crease. That's it.
So that's
That's
it.
a
So
good
that's
man. He knows what he's supposed to do.
Lonnie, go on, jump in. You don't got quiet now. You went to the other end.
I don't know what to say. I get in trouble for just sitting here, then I get in
No,
trouble for.
no, you know what? I had to mess with you. So
But
so
no,
so
what which one do you like better, modeling or sports,
Um.
or fashion or sports? I guess you can say.
mhm. You know, I think I'll definitely say sports, and it's because with modeling, it's very opinion based, right? And so you can go in front of 10 casting directors and five will love you and five will absolutely say, no, no, this is not the look we want, right? But with sports, if you work hard and you can't be denied. And so with sports, there's a direct correlation between the work you put in and your results. With
Hmm.
modeling, you can only work so hard. Like my job right now is to, go to the gym, make sure I drink my water, make sure I, keep my body in check and check whatever, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, if they don't like you or you don't have the look they want, they don't gotta take you.
Yeah,
It's another brother on the left. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
well, you know what?
that's
Since you asked that, like, no, I got it. I'm gonna jump right in. Do you see is there is it visible discriminatory things, racism, sexism, or whatever in modeling? Have you experienced any of that, or is it more covert type stuff?
you know what I think maybe it's because of the time frame that I began my career. It is the most inclusive thing ever, like right now. Like I've experienced zero. Like as a matter of fact, full disclaimer, a lot of the jobs that I get and a lot of it's because I'm African American and a male, and they're looking for that demographic to continue to do things for these companies. So I think it's actually the reverse.
Good.
20 years ago, I can tell you now that someone who looked like me wouldn't be. You don't move to New York. Don't try it. Just go get a trade. Seriously. But now it's the in thing, and more brands and more companies are leaning towards my look, and so I'm just kind of rolling with the punches, and I'm thankful for the things I've gotten because of the way society has been moving in
Yeah.
regards to modeling.
I was looking at some of your photos, and I was like, "Look at my baby on Fanatics. Look at my baby." I was just like, I mean, and and I just showed that one with that rose colored blazer. That was Joseph A. Banks that you were right that you were posing for. Now, who were you in the air? Was that Nike? I can't remember.
That was actually New Balance.
New Balance. That those my peeps. I ain't no Nike fan. That's Cam love Nike,
Yeah,
but I'm
well,
a New Balance girl.
nice, nice. Absolutely.
So yeah. So with the opportunities, especially I know for black females, I don't know about I mean black males, I don't know about black females.
Mhm.
If someone had a child or someone that was older was interested in becoming a model, what would you suggest for them? What would be your recommendations with your short time being there?
I would definitely say the first thing that you need to do is ask yourself, do I want to start locally or do I want to go straight to the big markets, i.e., New York, LA, London, Paris, etc. Um, because the truth is, it's like for these larger markets, New York, LA, whatever, you that's where they're a little bit more. No, they're actually very strict about your measurements, your
Hmm.
height, all that matters. And so I would recommend them to go where they know they're going to work, right?
Gotcha.
So if I was a 5'9" man, I know that I wouldn't work in New York or LA or any of these places. So maybe I do somewhere like Atlanta where I do a lot of commercial stuff where it's just my face, and
Yeah.
it's still money is money. The green is the same green as it is in Berlin and as it is in Birmingham, Alabama. So it's do that, and then also I would say um, to really ask yourself why do I want to do this, or why do I want to pursue modeling? Because the funny thing about it is nothing's guaranteed. You can get signed to the top agency in the world, right? And you can go on all these castings or whatever and not get one single booking. And if you're
True.
putting all your eggs in one basket, you're doomed. If you're doing this so that you can, get a pat on the back or for your own like vanity, you're doing it for the wrong things. You might as well. So you really need to check yourself um, before you even, you know, try to
Yeah.
pursue it. Um, and I think the last thing that I would personally do is um, whenever you research the agencies, whether if you let's say you're based in Charlotte, North Carolina, right? And you say, "Oh, I'm not this height, whatever, cool, cool, whatever." But you think you have a shot. All you gotta do is type in, modeling agency, reputable modeling agencies near Charlotte, North Carolina. See the reviews, see the stars, and then when you click on the website, see what
All
companies and
right.
brands the models have worked with. If they're working with, Wrangler jeans, Gap, stuff like that that you want to do, then you do it. But if you see that there's not a lot of work there, I wouldn't even waste your time. I promise you. You got
I
to use
got
your
you.
use your judgment.
Well, look, Renee has a question here for you. She said, "What has been the most incredible experience you've had in modeling thus far?"
Ooh,
I was just getting ready to ask that.
that's um that's interesting. I have so I think there's there's one that resonates with me for a lot of sentimental reasons. So my first ever campaign was for Foot Locker, and uh, ironically enough, a lot of my posters ended up being in the Foot Locker in the River Chase Galleria. These big
Wow.
10-foot posters, and I remember I was shooting that in Brooklyn. Um, and I was asking them where it would be, and they were like, it's gonna be everywhere, blah blah blah, cool. And I just wanted it to be, in Birmingham. And so I think for sentimental reasons, that was one of the craziest, most, it's just tugged at my heart when I saw that there because like I walked by foot, I grew up going to Foot Locker, get some kicks or whatever, go to Foot Locker, get whatever. And now that my work is right there, and then this guy that's right here that did this thing that's like global, he from right here. So
Yeah.
that was a nice experience. I also think I did a magazine for Men's Journal, and uh, I remember I was wearing like these big overcoats, and it was 106 degrees in New York. It was the hottest day in New York at that time. I was on a rooftop, and I'm shooting with a fantastic photographer named Melanie Dunea. She's amazing, and that experience there then was just incredible because you see the level of professionalism. Like I do a shoot or I do like a pose or whatever, and then like the assistants will come over with like ice on my face and like that, because it was hot. It was um that was incredible. And then recently here, I'd say either Joseph A. Banks or Nike. So Joseph A. Banks, people don't know that they're actually based in San Francisco. So I actually got to go back for Joseph A. Banks next week. I'm doing some more stuff with them, but for them to say we like Drew, we like his look, we want to take him from New York, fly him out to San Francisco, put him up for 6 days, pay for everything, and then on top of that, you get your earnings from that, and then do all that. That's what I worked for, to be able to have that experience. And then it's suits. I grew up in a church, suits is I'm man, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. So I'd say those were pretty good. Yeah.
Great, great. Yeah, that Joseph A. Banks shoot. Now those pictures are phenomenal. And I remember the one I didn't realize it was how many degrees because I was like, oh, he's somewhere cold with the coat and everything on.
106, burning
Okay,
up.
so have you worked with any models that we may know?
Let's see.
Which I probably won't know, but maybe some of these people out here do.
Um, I'm thinking. Uh, See, maybe not. Like I think they're like New York big or like modeling world big, but they're not like I haven't worked with like a Naomi Campbell yet,
Yeah.
or not yet.
Mm.
Emphasis on yet. It's gonna happen.
Oh,
We're
true.
gonna
Yeah.
keep working. So no, I don't think so. Yeah, not yet. It's coming
Okay.
one
Lonnie, you
day.
ready? You ready to hit the runway? You ready to get some shoots going on?
Absolutely not.
But you know what? I think for one thing, even with COVID stopping the world, it was great because it gave you some opportunities. Like even with this show, this started in during COVID, right, Lonnie? Yeah, the
Hmm.
fall when Lonnie had the idea. There are some people in the music industry that can't perform or anything. That's what we did the first year was just music people, whether you played an instrument or whatever. And when things started opening back up, we were like, gonna stop. And we ain't making a dime now, but this is our therapy. We call it our Thursday evening therapy.
Hmm.
And people are like, no, keep going. And we don't have a huge following, but we have our faithful fans that's out there listening to it. And I enjoy it. I look forward to it. But it's allowed me to meet some people I would have never met.
Hmm.
And just last weekend, I went to Georgia to see one of the guest jazz singers. I didn't tell her me and Renee were coming. We just showed up to watch her perform, and she was just so excited that we had shown up. And I've gotten to meet a lot of people thanks to this show. So
Hmm.
Lonnie, me and Valton, look, you the man, you the man.
You know,
So that's
if Ice Cube said, if you can't do something for 5 years without expecting money from it, don't do it.
Mm.
And Mr. Beast was like, you're just one show away from being where you are. I really believe when it's time, shows will pop off, because
yeah.
we're doing a show now. Well, like I said, we did a show last night, and the reason we did it is because one of the guests that comes on regularly got Forbes to do an article about Birmingham school system,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
right? To bring light to something that's going on, the troubles that are going on. So believe it or not, people are paying attention. I just think that when it's time, that you have perfected who you will be or who you are,
Yeah.
I think it'll pop up. Because again, Mr. Beast was doing shows every day, and I think he gave some money to a homeless guy one time, and that's what started off
Hold up.
what you do. So look at the people. You've talked to people from New York
Yeah.
to
Canada.
what was that, Washington State, Canada.
Canada.
So that is a very, like I told somebody when we was doing a political show, we spoke to a sitting senator,
Hmm.
for a show to be in Birmingham, Alabama, and to be respected for what we were doing. Sometimes it's not about the big stuff, because we can all sit down and start talking about some of this crazy stuff that some of
Yeah.
these rappers are saying, and we can do that. But I try to tell people we are what BET could have been for the black community.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's more valuable because, again, I know every rapper with our age group. I'm Generation X, man, and we knew rappers from Sugar Hill Gang to what is her name, Sukihana. You know Suki, that crazy girl. That's not crazy. I'm sorry, but the stuff she is saying is like, where do we get this from? We went from empowerment to powerless, basically. We're just throwing out junk to just do it. So I
Yeah.
think the quality show y'all are doing, I
Yeah.
think you should keep going.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep going because, like I said, I enjoy it, and it's like this. You your job, and of course, you need to make a living or whatever. But if you can't do something without a dollar being tied to it, then you need to definitely check your motives because you need to love to do it. Because for us, like I said, we've interviewed unknown and well known people, and
Hmm.
I guess my favorite musical person would be, we have this guy named Andy Stokes. He's been on the show 3 times. He's become like a big brother to us. We've never met him actually yet, but he just connect. We talked to him, and then when we met, when we interviewed, what was his name? Uh, we called him Uncle Larry. That was with oh my God, what's the name of the group that was so well known?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm drawing a blank right now, but I mean, they were one of the top groups back in the day. So Eric Essence, of course, he's from here, but we've just met so many people. Um,
He was the creator. I think he said he created funk, right?
yeah,
Ohio Players, wasn't it,
no,
something
it
like
wasn't
that?
Ohio players. I can't believe I can't think of it right now. Hey, Drew, your look, this is your now Auntie Renee. She said when you're in Atlanta and want some hot food and sweet tea, call her.
Listen, listen. She better be serious because I will. I'm telling. I got to land on a flight tracker now. We're gonna when the flights get down, I'll be right there.
Yeah, yeah. It was the Barcades, the lead singer for the
Okay.
Barcades, yeah. So and she said our black boys are great black men living their dream. And that is so true because her son is a race car driver. So Miles is in New York. We gotta hook y'all up.
Oh, that's amazing.
You didn't know that, Drew?
I did know that. I didn't
Oh
know
my
that.
God. I'm gonna have to send you this information after this so you can
Is
start
it
following him.
NASCAR or Formula One?
Well, he's in USF Pro 2000 IndyCar. He's
Oh,
on the road to
Really?
Indy. He's in first place. He's got the most points. He's won 3 races, and I think second in one of them. But hey, he's blowing it out the water. So we definitely connect you with him. So you go look. He's also into cinematographer. He's a photographer as well, and into some modeling. But he don't like to dress up like you. He like the more jackets and that type
gotcha.
thing. So yeah, yeah. So
That's
hey,
good
hey,
though.
we don't know what may happen here.
Absolutely,
Look,
yeah.
I like I said, I'm told Cam I'm waiting on him to call and tell Mama to retire. Oh, let me do my spiel. Even though we get coming down to the close. Look, we thank y'all for joining Conversation is Art. And as I was just mentioning about my beloved son, he works at EA Sports. I need all you gaming parents out there got kids that game. I need y'all to buy that NFL Madden 2003. My baby helped create it. He need to get his
23.
bonuses.
See,
23. He needs to get his bonuses. I'm just saying. I'm
that's
just
it.
saying. And also, if you have need for computer repair, my husband is the man, Jones Security Consultants LLC. Hey, better than the Geek Squad and a whole lot more affordable. But don't you ask for the discount. He'll give it to you if he wants you to have it. I just
God almighty.
listen. My mama taught me this growing up. She said, "Val, family and friends will have you out of business before you in business giving away free stuff."
That's
I
it.
tell them all the time. I say the stores don't give me a discount, so it's hard for me to give you one as well. So I gotta.
Yeah.
For real. So, Drew, now let's talk about this Maggie Flanagan studio taking acting classes now. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I think so right now I'm in like a weird space because I'm transitioning from being a model to a full-time actor. So my first acting job was a commercial for NBA 2K23 with American Express, and that was one of the best days of my life because I got to showcase my basketball skills. I felt comfortable, and modeling had prepared me to be on the camera and be okay with that, you know.
Hmm.
Uh, I will say now, Maggie Flanagan Studio is not only the best acting studio in New York City, it's the best acting studio in my opinion in the United States, and it churns out actors that are your series regulars for roles on HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Netflix,
Mm.
all that. And like it has, people say, "Oh, this has changed my—" No, no, no. Like it's actually changed my life in a deep way, and I'm able to uh, produce behavior that that people watch, and it's interesting, and that people can say this is a person not acting, but he's living truthfully, and
Gotcha.
it's wonderful. And shout out to my teacher Charlie Sandlin. He is incredibly hard, but um, such a riveting teacher. He's just wise beyond his years, and he's transformed not only my life, but all the other students. That they'll tell you the same thing. And right now, I actually, I guess I can say it now since I ended up not getting it, but I had my first audition for an Amazon Prime show called Sorry Charlie, and I got the call back. And then I also jumped to the other hoop, which is it's like a cold read with the other actors. But they ended up choosing somebody else in the very last round. So if I would have gotten that, I would have been in LA for a very long time filming that starting next week. So life would
Oh,
have
it's
changed
coming.
really. But it's I'm thankful to have gotten that far, and I just it's affirmation I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah,
You
you're
know.
you're walking in your calling, what God designed you to do. And I tell people, we just don't have one skill set or one talent.
Hmm.
And it could be in phases that you train well, you're not playing basketball, but through your modeling and then some of the acting you're doing, you still have that connection to a sport that you love. God
Yes,
will
sir.
give you the desires of your heart. So all of it comes together, and I'm just so proud of you. Now be assured, Valton, my co-host, trust me, when he gets better and can watch this, he'll be like, "Val, I need that young man's number." Won't he, Lonnie? I need because Valton just actually graduated remotely. I can't think of the name of the modeling school from voice modeling and directing. He actually has a company called Dondra Heights, and he's in the process of writing more series that one of
Yeah.
Oprah's companies picked up that's going to be in production. So he's always looking to promote young people and up and coming actors to participate as well as mentor kids. He had a spring camp and he's going to have a summer camp. So Drew, we'll probably reach out to you even remotely for you to speak to the young people
That sounds
that
good.
to motivate them. So he's really doing that. I mean, he's had some big names. He's had Cassie. I think she was on. Was it Meet the Browns? Is what she played on. Miss Cassie. Yeah,
Hmm.
she played the
Hmm.
mother and everything. So it's going really well. So I'm just so proud of you. So proud of you.
Thank you.
And
Have you
look, go
I'm
on,
sorry,
Lonnie.
go ahead, man.
Go
Have
on.
you started a TikTok channel with your acting skills, acting out scenes?
So I do have a TikTok account, and sometimes I'll put stuff on there. I haven't really done a lot of my acting. A lot of it is my day to day, but so yes and no. Like a lot of my TikTok, like some of the funny stuff on there, the like it is me acting, but at the same time it's not. Like people like my reactions to certain things. Like I remember one video went viral. We were on a train, so let me paint this picture for you. We were on this train, and I was sitting down, and it was going like super fast. Like if you look in the background of the video, you can see it was like it was like a bullet train. And the trains in New York, they don't go that fast, right? And so we all looking like this, you know what I'm saying? And then this lady across from me said, Lord, she was just rocking back and forth. It was going fast. She said, Lord, we ready. And I said, ma'am, who is we? Who, who, you know what I'm saying? I'm over here like so stuff like that though,
Well,
yeah.
Ready to
you were
go
always the
home. Not
clown, Drew. You was always the clown, Drew. Okay, you were always the clown. True,
okay.
true.
So being from in Harlem and Bed-Stuy, what's the favorite famous rappers you've come across or entertainers?
Ooh, honestly, none. I think that the people that I've come across that have been famous have been like a lot of movie stars. I like come across Jamie Foxx, Timothy Chalamet, um,
Chris
uh,
Rock.
Beyonce, Chris Rock. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris Rock was like near the this was last year, like near the Met Gala last year.
Mm-hmm.
Just you just see some interesting people, but I guess
Because they'll be walking down the street. De
like
Niro
like
walks down the street like nothing. Yeah.
that's it. That's it. Literally, I was having lunch with my agent, and this young lady, her name's Lola something, but she's in some big Amazon Prime show, and she's like the lead, 1.7 million followers, making 10 million a year. And my agent knows her, and he's like, "Hey, Lola," and she's like, "Oh, hey, Uncle Carl," and she comes over and like speaks to us, and I'm like, "Okay, how you doing?" Blah blah blah, and then she walks away like a normal. And I'm like, who is that? And he's like, oh, that's like one of the most famous people, like, And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you made me think of this. My girlfriend was visiting New York, and they, how people, with your girls, you're gonna take your picture.
Mhm.
Guess who photobombs him? One of the most famous actors in the world, black actors, I should say,
Denzel?
Denzel.
Wow.
And she
Wow.
said the person almost dropped the phone that was taking the picture for him. And they was like,
Hmm.
what is, but so they didn't turn and look because they was taking the picture. And then it was afterwards. She said that we all was like, ah! And he said he was just falling out to me. I just thought I'd do that for you. He stood there and talked to them and everything. So it was just
That's it.
like regular, normal stuff. So Drew, so are you planning on staying in New York for a length of time, or you think you will?
Right now, so for the immediate future, I'm for sure gonna stay here because I signed a year lease, so I'm gonna be here, get my money's worth. But, you know, um, I think the way that my life is going right now, it kind of demands that I need to be in LA for a chunk of time here soon. So, we'll see. The problem with that is that it's not really up for me to move. It's really wherever the money and the opportunity is. So
Opportunities
like
are,
my
yeah.
my my modeling agency right now, I can't leave New York. I work too much here. So I got my
Yeah.
clients here that I model for all the time. So leaving New York would be insane. Um, but
Reach out to Country Wayne.
now he's wonderful, wonderful comedian. I,
Yeah.
I I I like him.
Yeah.
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 But so earlier today when we were talking just to catch up, we were catching up, y'all, because I hadn't talked to him in a long time. You talked about how for you, um, your your spiritual life, your connection with
Hmm.
Christ is so important and helps you. Let's talk about that a little bit before we go off. And just being in New York, what's that's been like for you on the spiritual
Ooh.
side.
Well, New York is definitely a spiritual desert. Um,
Mm.
Ooh.
there and it's one of those places where if you don't come here full of life and full of living water, you will dry out. Uh,
Mm.
and there's so many distractions that are present every single day because the reality is, this reality, I'm just telling you, I can walk outside right now and go wherever I want to in this big city and get into Lord knows how many trouble. I can go walk right down the street. It's just there's so much. It's just so much sin and filth and debauchery here. But um, I think that for me to stay grounded, I have to be okay with being alone for a little bit until I could surround myself with people that were like-minded. I'm not gonna, it's been extremely difficult, and I kind of knew it would be. I'd be lying to you if I said it was easy, but I think that it just is a testament to like my parents and how they raised me, so that like coming
Hmm.
to a city like this didn't chew me up and spit me out. It tested me. It's like uh when Job was being tested, right?
Yeah.
And it is Satan and God, right? And Satan was like, "Nah, he gonna fail. He gonna fail." He's throwing on his wife died. He had swords from the crown of his head to the sole of his feet. You can keep going on, right? Lost everything, and Satan was like, "He gonna fold." God was like, "Nah, I put something in him from the beginning. You gonna see," and he shined through. So that's kind of. I'm not saying I'm Job, obviously. But my parents put something in me that is shining through, and I don't know if I'd be able to withstand some of this temptation if I didn't have that background, and so
Well, you also fleeing it. See, that's a key part too. You got to make a choice because God says, I provided you a way of escape out of every, not
every
one,
every time.
every temptation. So it's the
Hmm.
choices you make. And we'll hop a flight and come get you. See,
Listen.
and
Hmm.
that's another thing. You also know you come from a family. If you went off into the debauchery, Marshall and Mary.
Hmm.
Because, and a lot of times we don't do that. We see people spiraling down. And I'm gonna say this: I oftentimes wish Whitney Houston, Prince, and Michael and them had better friends, not
Listen.
friends that would attach to them for what they had, but
Hmm.
friends that really love. And your friends sometimes got to come and say, "Hey, you acting crazy? No, we ain't doing that.
Hmm.
No, you're not going there, or whatever." But we don't fight for people like that because Satan fights hard to get people.
Sure
And
do.
believers, we be like, well, they all know the word themselves. They know they shouldn't be out there. Well, we don't know what type of demonic control they're under, and they may need somebody to pray for them. So, Drew, we would definitely be praying for you because you
Thank you.
reminded me of, and you did you ever see the Love Boat? You ain't that young. Do you remember the Love? Okay, Love Boat, real old. It was a cruise ship thing. But the captain on there, Kevin McLeod, he ended up he went to Hollywood, became an alcoholic. He was saved and everything. His wife, they almost got divorced. His wife said Hollywood was so demonic. She said every week she flew back to the Midwest to go to her church so the saints could pray for her and everything. And she was like, y'all, I'm losing my husband. He has been sucked down this vortex.
Hmm.
And their intercession is what brought them back. But she said it was just a heaviness the whole time. She said she was so glad, first of all, when he gave his life, return to Christ, but more when he retired so they could
Hmm.
leave
Hmm.
California,
Hmm.
period. So people don't think about that. It's definitely what we expose ourselves to. And this is my niece. I'm gonna let you put this up here and let you see. She's in Detroit. She said, such a handsome and well-spoken man. Love it. Hey
Thank you.
Miko, this your cousin that you take up for all the time, best friend, Drew. Look, Cam can do no wrong according to them.
That's it.
They didn't raise him. He a good guy, but he ain't all that great. That's what I be telling people. He ain't great as you think he is. He a good guy. He a good guy. So,
Oh my
Lonnie, you
goodness.
have any last words you want to share with the people?
No.
What? You must be hungry, but you've been on the road
No, no,
today.
no, no, no. I mean, no, I'm fine. San Francisco is one of the most beautiful places to me. And one of the things somebody asked me, I used to run marathons, and somebody asked me, how you going to go out there with that type of environment? I'm like, what environment. I don't look for stuff. You know what I'm talking about, that
Yeah.
Of
the
course.
other lifestyle. And I went out there, man. I said, well, and I came back laughing. I said, well, I didn't see it, but I saw 42,000 women because it was a Nike women marathon race,
Hmm.
and it was just, you'll find what you're looking for.
Yep.
That's it.
Don't, as a Christian, don't live life on eggshells, man. I'm too big to walk on eggshells, right? Go, you can go to a place, be the world, but not, of the world, I guess you can say, or however you want to put it.
Hmm.
Don't miss an opportunity because, you got demonic forces in Birmingham, Alabama.
For sure.
You got them in Atlanta. When I mentioned Country Wayne didn't go to LA to do it. He's building his own social media platform. Jay-Z said it a while back. You still looking for a record deal for real? Meaning that old way of it
Thinking.
has to be, it's not really there anymore. That's why I mentioned, and it just came to me when I mentioned about TikTok. Do your acting, perform your acting, do some cold reading or whatever it is, do some actual readings on there. And you'll be surprised at the people that'll follow you, like people who want to be an artist or rapper or whatever, or singer. They go to TikTok or Facebook or whatever it is, social media, whatever the hottest
Mm-hmm.
thing is. I know Facebook is for old people now, so I don't want to, mess you up on that, but get on social media, man, and perform and do what you do. Build your audience.
Hmm.
You'll be surprised that once you build it, all that other stuff will come. You don't
Hmm.
really need, and I know you want to be on maybe on a larger platform, TV is all that, but man, when I tell you a lot of times this stuff that's out there, look at the apps. I
I
Hmm.
don't
know.
watch.
Look at Tabitha Brown.
I ain't
Tabitha
watch live
Brown got a
TV.
YouTube
Yeah,
programming.
do your YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. I'm leaving Facebook and I'm going to YouTube. I'm crazy. I'll do stuff, man. I got when she was like mental health, I created a thing called Men Talk Health. Well, take the K off. Mental health. But it's
Hmm.
men talk. Nobody talks to men. See, it starts with a man will say, man, I feel this way. And then a woman typically would jump in. Well, we feel this way. Y'all don't say nothing about us. You just overlook that man. And if you're in a relationship, if a man say, hey, I feel this way, and you sit up and that woman says, oh, but you always did, but what about me? That man would never truly open up again to that
Hmm.
person.
Hmm.
It is that simple. And I try to tell women that, and they don't listen. They thinking that I'm overlooking it, right? So we created the show. Then I created the show, the Lonnie Malone Show, the most boring podcast ever created. I
Hey,
say it
look.
to your face so you don't have to say it behind my back. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now it's a new day. Man, I think you got skills and talent to do what you want to do.
Oh,
First
and
of all,
Drew.
you have the bravery to do it.
Hmm.
And Drew, don't forget you got a
Hmm.
sister that's what she do.
Exactly.
Belize, that's what she does. Well, look. So Drew, we finna close out. Do
Sounds
you
good.
have any words for the people? And I put this up here, said, look at the Ellis family. And I'm assuming that's somebody on social media. Yeah. You can
Yeah,
type them in. Yeah.
from
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zatima and sisters and all them, Zach and
Yeah.
that couple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I tell people YouTube University, FREE for you in some ways, unless you buy a paid prescription, subscription, and that's it. So hey, that's it. We have many ways. So you want to leave the people with some words of wisdom, Reverend?
You know what? Yes, yes, I actually would. I would say, uh, definitely trust in God's timing. I think, um, uh, when I would say my prayers, right? I would, and this is the hardest thing to pray, right? I would say, Lord, as simple as this, Lord, I want your will to be done for me, not what I. It's not what Drew wants to do. It's what you would want to do. And so, when you truly mean that, you understand that that means you not getting some things that you wanted and you thought you needed, right? Because it's what he wants for you. But when I let that sink in and I really trusted in God's timing, I'm cool with if I don't get some, guess what? It wasn't mine to get. It was gonna lead me down somewhere I ain't need to go. So I ain't even need it no way. So you know what? I'm glad I ain't get it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. And everything that's came to me has always worked for my betterment. Always sharpened my image, my public image, or put me in spaces where I didn't have opportunities before. So it's really just giving yourself over to God and truly doing that, not being one toe in, one toe out, and no, that don't work. No.
Yeah,
So that's what I say is just trust God's timing with everything. Hmm.
that's great. Look, you all, you can't get it no better than that. Say, let thy will be done
That's it.
on earth.
As it is in heaven. And
That's
give us this
right.
day our daily bread, Lord. I'm telling you, every day I wake up, my daily bread is right there. You put your time, telling
That's
you.
it. So look, y'all think about that. Some of y'all need to go and reevaluate. Are you doing what God said do? Or are you doing what you want to do? And trust me, he will put you in spaces and he will equip you. Even if you don't think you can do it, he will equip you. So, Lonnie, thank you for joining us and coming back to host a little bit. Valton,
Thanks for
I
beating
ain't
me
gonna let
up.
him take over. I ain't gonna let him take over. No, I'm messing with you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining. Conversation is art. Now, next week, you all, we're not gonna have a show. And the reason being, Valton is out, and I'm gonna be in the mountains of Georgia. And last year, I actually did the show from there. But this year, I decided this is a Mother's Day getaway. Well, really not for me, it is, but it's with a group called Outdoorsy Black Women.
Mm.
Outdoorsyblackwomen.com. You can look us up and you can join. And you have to be vetted to get in. Okay. Awesome. We're going to be doing outdoorsy thing. I'm going to be sleeping in the camp this year for full time. I did it part time last time. So we're going to give y'all a break so I can take a break. Y'all keep praying for Valton and you all have a good night. And when we come back, we're going to have someone that's has a business called the Healthy Foodie .com, Miss Elena Pruitt. And she's going to tell you how she went from graduating college with a marketing degree and somehow decided she wanted to bake up some stuff. So, more than one talent. So, y'all have a good night and take care. Drew